We can move this cube using a node called translate instance node. And this node can translate this cube on its local axis as well as on the global axis. Let's rotate this cube on the z-axis. And now if I move this cube on the x-axis, you can see this cube is moving on its local axis. But if I uncheck this local space, and now it is moving on the global axis. This is x-axis and this one is y-axis. This is z-axis. If I uncheck this local space and change the rotation, it will move on its local axis. Let's reset these nodes with backspace. There is one more node and that is rotate instances. And we can use this to rotate the cubes on their local axis and global axis. This is z-axis, but if I rotate this cube 90 degree on y, then this is its local axis, local z-axis, around which cube is rotating. But if I uncheck this local space, then it will rotate on the global z-axis. And here we have a pivot point, and pivot point is, but first let me reset this. Pivot point is around which the object will rotate. If I change the pivot point, then let me show you. Pivot point is now 2 meter, and now if I rotate this cube on x or y axis, it looks like it is rotating around something, and that is pivot point. And now let's add an object on the place of pivot point so we can see the pivot point. Let's add a vector, pull it out, add a vector. You can add it this way as well. And this vector is giving 3 values. And now let's add a cube. Pull it out, add a transform geometry node to move this cube on the place of this vector. Connect this to translation and join it using join geometry. And let's scale it down. So this is the position of our pivot point. And cubes will rotate around this pivot point. If I change the position, and now circle is big. So this is how these nodes work: translate instance and rotate instance.